The Vosges. Home to countless species of wild animals. Encompassing mountains, valleys, and wide expanses of forest and fields. April. The spring sunshine floods the bare-branched forest. Its rays act as a signal to the trees. Delicate buds burst open and the first beech leaves unfold. They absorb the sun's energy, channel it to the tree, and make it grow. Fresh greenery begins to sprout everywhere, and within a few short weeks, the forest is in full sap. By the end of May, spring has reached even the Vosges highlands. Gnarled old beech trees line the edges of the alpine meadows. Their twisted trunks bear witness to the harsh mountain climate and the relentless wind. Standing alone, they brave nature's rougher side, allowing the occasional glimpse of the far-distant Rhine Valley. Wood anemones bloom in the sun-drenched meadows. Scurrying in the shelter of bushes and herbs are snails and beetles that have also survived the winter at over 1,000 meters above sea level. In the southern Vosges, the landscape is shaped by the traditions of alpine farming. Cattle grazing during the summer months means that many hilltops are bare of trees. In the North Vosges, on the other hand, deciduous forests rich in species often reach right up to the higher slopes, only broken by deeply fissured sandstone outcrops that tower above the trees. Water, wind, and frost wear away at the stone, often creating strange shapes, such as this honeycomb weathering pattern. The red pigmentation comes from the iron content of the sandstone. Lizards bask in the sun on the rocks. And from up here, the kestrel has the best possible view over his hunting grounds. The forest's closed canopy offers many animals both protection and sustenance. In its shade, a hedgehog hunts for insects and snails. At the end of May, hinds give birth to their offspring. The fawn's hides are spotted at first, excellent camouflage in the play of light and shade on the forest floor. In the North Vosges Nature Reserve, wide areas are protected against felling and cultivation. This forest dung beetle forages away, happily unaware of any danger. Fungi, dung, and rotting vegetation top the menu of its preferred delicacies. The hedgehog, however, is a predator. It's mainly carnivorous. It rummages around diligently on the forest floor, often taking dung beetles by surprise. It takes a few months before a young stag can use its antlers as a weapon. In June, the antlers are still growing and are covered by a nutrient-rich sheath of velvet. Deer spend some 8 hours a day browsing. They eat almost any vegetation they can find in the forest. The immature antlers are more of a nuisance, though perfect for scratching those hard-to-reach places. Between meals, the deer rest and ruminate. This enables them to digest even the most fibrous food. There are over 1,000 deer roaming the extensive forests in the northern Vosges. The crowns of these mighty beech trees provide welcome shade in summer. High above, Fleckenstein Castle towers over the forest. Destroyed in 1689, it slumbered in ruins for centuries. Today, the restored site is a centre of attraction for visitors from near and far. Creatures of all kinds make their homes in the crannied walls. This redstart is raising his family here. Nearby, in the hollow of an old tree, hornets have built their hive. The entrance to the hornet's stronghold is under strict guard. Anyone flying in or out is checked over thoroughly. In the nest, the hornet offspring are fed with captured insects. The swarm will last just for the summer. Only the queen survives the winter here, so she can start a new hive next year. The wren is the smallest of the local bird population. It lives off the abundant insect life in the forest. Spiders are among its favorite dishes. The beech nuts are starting to ripen. Summer in the forest is at its zenith. The hedgehog is on the prowl again. It definitely won't go hungry right now. There are plenty of bugs and snails around. The beech is the most important tree in the Vosges. In especially favourable conditions, they can reach heights of up to 40 metres. The beech tree does not bear fruit every year, and only every few years do they have a so-called fruiting year, when their beech nuts grow in profusion. The hilltops of the South Vosges are mostly bare. They are known as ballons, and only the occasional wind-hardened beech is to be found here. But there's a wide variety of grasses and herbs that grow. Their flowers are popular rest stops for small animals. Flies, beetles, butterflies and grasshoppers enjoy the refreshment of the sweet nectar and pollen. Thistles might be unfriendly to humans, but for insects and birds, they're a veritable banqueting table. The abundant insect life is also a boon for the kestrel. In alpine meadows, its diet consists mainly of small animals. The rugged mountainsides are an ideal habitat for chamois. These mountain goats were released into the wild in the Upper Vosges as late as 1956. Today, their numbers are back up to several hundred. In late summer, when the grass and herbs begin to wither, many different types of berries and fruit ripen in the mountain region. Blueberries in particular are popular with many animals as a source of energy. Mice and grasshoppers enjoy them, as do the chamois. Blueberry time makes this a utopia for everyone. The chamois guzzle till they are fat and round-bellied, preparing for winter in the mountains. The sun sets earlier every day. Clear, cold nights herald the arrival of autumn. Night frosts often persist until well into the morning. But hikers and chamois are up and about early. September is a popular time for hiking in the mountains. The weather conditions create a sense of atmosphere, revealing the mountains in all their glory, while the valleys below are shrouded in mist. The chamois are well fed. Now they retreat into the more protected mountain regions below. In the northern Vosges, primeval noises echo throughout the autumnal forests. In full rut, belling or roaring loudly, stags challenge their opponents. Only the strongest stag will become the lead bull and take precedence to mate with the hinds. Autumn transforms the deciduous Vosges forests into a sea of brilliant colour. Even though it's scientifically proven that this colourful display is due to the trees losing their chlorophyll, the rich golden yellow hues are still magic to behold. The tapping of the woodpecker will last well into late autumn. And for the hedgehog, it's time to find a good place to hibernate for the winter. The trees will soon be bare. The forests of the Vosges will have to wait until spring before they can burst into life again.